Yes, in the name of Allah we will start, and may peace and blessing be upon Muhammad, the messenger of Allah. The psychological miracle in the Quran. Number 4. Inattention and desire, the soul. Previously, we explained in detail why we choose this object. We said it's important, it's very important to understand this object because the miracle in the Quran are verses which could recognize morally inside you. Then we clarified the connection between instinct and faith, clarified how the faith come instead here, instead the instinct, and feed here as soon as possible. We pointed also that if the mind get revelation as an external source, then the real faith and pressed in attention will take place in the heart, called sound heart, means the heart will be followed by soul and mind. Pointed as well that if the mind gets other Allah revelation as an external source, so the false faith and verified inattention will take place in the heart. Called burdened heart means the heart will follow others. Today we will talk about a dependency relationship between heart and soul, inattention in the heart and desire which the soul tends to, and how the heart will get or lose control over the soul. The main idea is the known Allah revelation as an external source through our mind will relieve the soul from the heart control, as we proved before. So the soul will tend to whatever the Satan said, called desire, and the heart will follow the soul desire. On the contrary, the Allah revelation as an external source will get the soul in the heart control. The soul will tend to whatever Angel said, called instinct, desire, and the heart will be followed by soul. By other words, soul must be in control, either the Satan who will pull it toward him, and it is called commanding evil soul, and we called it as a bad fleeing, when your soul flees to the Satan's inspirations. If you look here, your soul will flee to the Satan inspiration, and we called it as bad fleeing, and the soul here we called it as commanding evil soul, and this vilified inattention. Or the angel who will advise here means the soul here. It is called reassured soul, and we called it as a God fleeing when the soul flees to the angel's inspiration. If you look at here, the soul will get up and follow angel inspiration, and we called it as good fleeing, reassured soul, pressed inattention. Allah learn us how the heart could or couldn't get the soul in control, but to understand it, we have to know the following. We have to know how could we identify the soul? The soul meaning. What are the soul attributions? What are the relationships between heart and Satan, heart and the angel? What are the types of human soul? And how could we reach each one, each type of those souls? Number 2, how could we identify the soul? Soul is a spiritual essence who could you sense inside you when you are alive, and we lose it, and we lose its feeling during sleep or when you die. Allah created originally a spirit to tend to instinct in case it stays alone. But when the spirit addresses in the body, so it called the soul, who tend to whatever is be attractive to it or to hear. The new spirit will be carried evil or good once it leaves your body during sleep or afterlife. It goes somewhere Allah wanted and come back to your body. It's a critical impact point which is carried knowledge and guidance either by the pure heart or the Satan. And that's why Messenger give it a particular importance. So it will be a critical point between angel and Satan. In this object we will know how we could how Allah inspired this soul to get angel inspiration. And number 3, We, we will talk now about the soul attributions. Um, it's very important um, to, to deal with your soul is to know what is the soul attribution. Number one, human being will be alive just by getting the spirit in your body, then we called it as soul. So when the spirit connected to your body, so we called it as soul. But when your spirit is stay away, stay alone, so we could identify it as spirit. Allah said to the angel, listen here. Allah said in the Surah Sad, chapter 30, 38, verse 71, 72. When your Lord, after we ask, after asking refuge from Allah, from cursed Satan, when your Lord said to the angels, indeed, I'm going to create a human being from clay dust. It's dust with the water. Yes. So when I have made him complete and breathed into him of my spirit, then fall down making obeisance to him. My spirit. Concentrate here that Allah called it before, called the spirit before contact here the body, or connected here to the body. Allah said to the angel that when I will breathe the spirit which Allah created as other spirit, but why he mentioned here my spirit? Because in here honor, Allah honor this spirit, because it's it is the first spirit, yes, that he owned here, because it's very important. It's very necessary to know here. It doesn't mean that the spirit is a part of Allah. No, it means it is very special. Allah said in the other verses in the Surah Al-Hajj, Allah said, and purify my house for those who make the round thereof Mecca. He said, purify my house. Yes, it doesn't mean the house it's a part of Allah. No, it means the house. It means that the house is very special and it's very important. Number 2, a human being will die or sick just by getting the soul out your body or her body or his body. Then we called it as a spirit. Concentrated. When the spirit connected to the body, we called it the soul. Now, yes, Allah said in the Surah Al-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 42, Allah takes the souls at the time of their days. Concentrate here. Allah called it as soul because the spirit connected to the body. and those that don't die during their sleep or their sleep. Means Allah mentioned that sleeping means by other word die or death. Then he keeps those for which he has decreed death and release the other from specific for a specific term for specific time. Indeed, and that are signs for people who give thought. Yes, Allah mentioned that He takes away partly the soul during the sleep. Means there is the virtual connection between the soul and body. Yes. So Allah mentioned when you sleep, Allah will take away partly the soul during your sleeping. And Allah mentioned that He take away completely the soul from your body when you die. And that's in the Surah Al-Waqi'ah, chapter 56, verse 93. Allah said, after asking him refugee from cursed Satan, when the soul at days reach the throat, and you are at that time looking on. There is very important point here to know. The soul is taken away from your body down to up, from your foot to your head. So the last part of your body who the soul will taken from is your head. Then your eyes will look on when your soul leave your body. Why look on? Because the soul is taken away from down to up. Yes. And this hadith, Salama radiyallahu anha reported, the messenger of Allah Muhammad, may peace and blessing be upon him, visited Abu Salama, and when Abu Salama's eyes were opened soon after he died, and he, means Muhammad, may peace and blessing be upon him, closed them for him and say, concentrate here. When the soul is taken away, the sight follow it. Taken away from your foot to your head. There, some members of his family began to weep, to cry. And Muhammad, may peace and the blessing of Allah be upon him, don't supplicate for yourself anything but good. Say good. Why? Because angel say Ameen to what you say. Then he said, Allah forgive Abu Salama. Allah yes, grant him a pardon, Jannah, and to us, and make his grave spacious, wide, means wide, for him, and give him the light in it. Yes, we ask Allah refugee in protection from banishment of the grave. Yes. Number 3. The secret take place in your soul, and your soul justified to your heart. Your soul also whisper to your heart, and we will take each of them separately. Secret take place in your soul. Allah said in the Surah to Yusuf, chapter 12, 77. Allah said, they said means Yusuf's brother said, if he steals, means Benjamin was a little Yusuf brother. If he steals, a brother of his he has stolen before, means Joseph or Yusuf has stolen before. But Joseph kept it within himself and didn't reveal it to them. He said, you are worse in possession. And Yusuf's brothers didn't know that the man who they talked with was Yusuf. Why? Because they cast him in the water wheel or in the water well when he was a child. We'll not hear how Yusuf kept a secret in himself, in his soul. It whispers secret talk to the heart when it get contact with the Satan. Allah said in Surah Qaf, chapter 50, verse 16, and we have already created a man and know what his soul whispered to him, whispered to his heart. It justifies to the heart when the soul attempt to do sin. Yes, burdened heart will follow here. See here in the Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 30, Allah said, and his soul permitted to him the murder of his brother. It's about Qabil wa Habil. Qabil wa Habil, Cain and Abel. Cain wanted to kill Abel, and he couldn't kill him unless if his soul said to his heart, yes, it's okay to kill him. So he killed him and become among the loser. Okay. Another, soul tends to whatever is being attractive to him. Allah said in the Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter 21, verse 102. They will not hear its sound. Its sound, they will not hear its sound means hellfire. That means believer in Allah will not hear the hellfire sound while they are that their soul desire. Why? Abiding eternally, this forever, and the soul desire in the pardon in the Jannah. They don't have time to listen to the sound, to the hellfire sound. Yes. Okay, and now this talk, could you feel it in reality in your life? There any example to clarify it? Of course, yes. Example 1. You sit down on the chair there in the corner of your grandfather's house. A cup of coffee in your hand. Bon appetit. There is the mediation or reflection mediation between your soul and mind. You meditate the reflections between your soul and mind. Analyze program under the pure heart supervision, and this, if your heart stay alive, pure heart. See there, sometimes think to build orphanage or disco, nightclub, tends to listen Quran or music. When you start to analyze one of those reflections, then do imagination and plan to do so. So reflections convert to target, purpose, or determination. Otherwise, reflections will be like butterflies which fly around you, but you have not to catch them. Example 2. He went to the bay. His spirit flied there and came back to his body. Then he walked up with no image to remember. May he gets a clear image about events as the vision, this inspiration of Allah. Or he will get not a clear image when events are overlapping, because before sleeping, his mind and soul analyzed and concentrated on one thing which is very, very important. Therefore, it means or it means to remains this in his spirit during sleep, and we called it as self-talk.